Hey everyone, how's it going? This is the Bald Metal Nerd coming at you with another wonderful video. And yeah, this one is going to be just, you know, a tad bit cliched. But cliches are cliches for a reason. Sometimes they actually prove true. And I think in this case it does. And of course, I'm going to start talking about, quote, my weight loss journey, which you figured out by the title of this thing. And, the old saying that a lot of people do is, if I can do it, anyone can do it, right? I think that's basically true. Because the really biggest impediment to starting this journey is just really deciding to take it and actually really, committing to it in a significant way. For me, it didn't happen all at once. Um, you know, Over the past, I don't know, couple of years, like I've been kind of doing it on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off, right? But I've not been consistent with it until now. Um, just because of life circumstances, me making excuses, whatever. But something just happened a few months ago that made me decide to really commit to this thing for whatever reason. I think really what it was for me is the fact that my heartburn was getting worse. Now, I've had heartburn, I've been taking prescription medicine for it really since I was about 35 or 36, somewhere in that neighborhood. I don't know exactly how old I was, but somewhere there. I'm now 42 years old. So, um, and previously, the pills had controlled the symptoms 100%, right? Like when I was taking them, I never felt any discomfort. The only way I would is if I like severely overate on food, right? But other than that, it just wouldn't be, that big of a deal, right? Um, but I noticed it was getting worse, and it had been bad for, oh gosh, maybe it had gotten worse for maybe about 6 months, right? So this was not like just I'm going to decide to do this today just because. It took some motivation for me, right? But I found my motivation. So about 3 months, 2.5, 3 months ago, somewhere in that neighborhood, I decided to really take things seriously, right? And I decided to start exercising every day. So the exercise that I decided to do that I knew I could do was 20 minutes on an exercise bike and 10 minutes of weightlifting every day. And I can tell you that during that first, I don't know, week or two of doing that exercise, the amount of willpower it took just to do the exercise every day was immense. It took a lot really for me to establish the habit. It was not an easy habit for me to establish, but I did, right? And now it's nothing for me to do the exercise because I've been at it for 2 or 3 months or however long it's been. So that's just job one. So I was doing that for, I don't know, a month and a half, 2 months, somewhere around that neighborhood. But I noticed something. My fitness level had improved because I was exercising versus not. So your fitness level is going to improve in those conditions. But I was not actually losing any weight whatsoever. I was staying very stubbornly the exact same weight. I wasn't gaining any weight, but I most certainly was not losing anything either. So I said to myself, I would really like to start losing weight in addition to, you know, having fitness level increase. I know I'm overweight. I've been overweight for, years and years. So I thought to myself, well, I need to lose weight, right? And I thought to myself, what's going to be the easiest way to do that? Am I going to want to adapt diet A, B, C, whatever, A through Z? Am I going to want to adopt any certain diet? And I was like, no, because I don't want to not eat certain foods or only eat certain foods because then I'll be tempted to eat those foods that I'm not allowed to eat, right? That would be too great of a temptation. So I knew psychologically that wouldn't work for me. So I thought to myself, well, I can just, hell, I'll just calorie count, right? And one wonderful thing about our modern age, of course, are these smartphones. And there's a smartphone app that makes it incredibly easy to calorie count. The one I use is called Lose It. It's free, nothing to it. And basically, all you do is you put in what you eat, right? And it tells you how many calories you've eaten that day or whatever. Right now, because I set mine and I've been doing it since September 21st, by the way. That was my first day of doing the calorie counting. And it's currently October 13th, so about 3.5 weeks, roughly. So um, all I do basically in the app is just put in literally every bite that I eat, right? Because I don't want to not do it. So I'm going to tell you guys what I ate on the first day of doing the calorie counting. I was not a paragon of fruits and vegetables only. No. On September 21st, apparently I ate for breakfast. I had, not a low calorie breakfast. I had a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit from McDonald's. I had hash browns from McDonald's as well. For lunch, I had a sugar cookie, a banana, an orange, and a pudding. For dinner, I had taco salad and a Coke. And I had peanut M&Ms and milk for a snack. I still managed to be 412 calories under 2,500. I was around 2,100 calories. Not bad, right? I mean, that's not, you know. So it's not like I was eating salads and stuff all day long. So let's see, what's it? Now the next day that I was only 15 calories under. Again, I had the McDonald's breakfast, the same one. Oh no, I'm sorry, I had a slightly different one. I had hash browns. I had their sausage and biscuits. I'm sorry, biscuits and gravy from McDonald's, and I had a Gatorade to drink. For lunch, I had some Pillsbury cinnamon rolls and a salami and pepperoni sandwich. And for dinner, I had a Mountain Dew and some lasagna, and I was only 15 calories under. So I came real close that day. But usually, most days, the following, I'm not going to read you what I've eaten every day. That'd get really boring. The next day, I was 420 calories or under, not over, under, 420 calories under. The day after that, I was 432 calories under. And then the day after that, which is Friday, Friday is the one day of the week that I allow myself to kind of go, as in I don't exercise and I don't fret too much about staying under my limit here. So what I ate on that Friday for breakfast, I ate an orange and a sausage, egg, and cheese like Jimmy Dean frozen croissant thing, right? And for lunch, I had some chips and a salami and cheese sandwich. And then for dinner, I ate at a Mexican restaurant. And I had Mexican rice, beef and bean burrito, 2 chicken burritos, some salsa, and chips. And I was 450 calories over my limit on that Friday. So now there are 2 things that I do in the app to make myself think that I ate more calories than I may have actually eaten. For example, when I put in a portion size, something that's not just like, scanned from a nutrition label or an exact meal from a restaurant, what I do is if it's something like homemade or I'm doing it myself, I kind of try to overestimate how much I've eaten. Like, for example, if I'm eating a certain type of meat, I may put in that I'm eating like 2 or 3 ounces more than I'm actually eating, right? Because I always try to overestimate what I'm eating rather than underestimate. And the other thing that I do is when I put in my exercise, there's an option to exclude it from your calories, right? So I don't want that to, quote, count against my calories because then I would look at that number and I would be tempted to eat more. So I make sure that the exercise does not count as like, quote, a credit to eat more calories, right? I don't want to do that. I want to consume less calories. And Around 2,500 calories a day does not feel all that restrictive. I mean, you could still have 3 meals a day very easily and some snacks. Can you go completely nuts and just go, calm, 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 calm? No, you can't. You do have to have some self-control, but it doesn't take that much self-control. It only takes a little bit, only a little bit. It doesn't take. It's not like I'm going around hungry all the time. I'm definitely not. You know, I'm totally fine with it, and it's not at all hard to really just stick to that. I'm having a relatively easy time with it. So, um, yeah, just doing those psychological tricks has done well for me because I'm going to reveal how much weight I've lost over the 3.5 weeks. Drum roll, boom. I have lost 7 pounds over 3.5 weeks. And for me personally, I consider that a pretty good rate. Now, 7 pounds, you're not obviously going to be able to tell looking at me on camera, because right now I would still be, the fat before guy in the diet ads. I would not be the photoshopped, after dude who's lost a bunch of weight. But yeah, I would definitely be the fat before guy still. And my goal is probably to lose about 70 pounds total, and I'm already 10% roughly of the way where I want to be. So that's really good. Obviously I'm going to keep this up. I don't know if my weight loss will slow down or plateau or whatever eventually, but I plan on pressing on. You know, my fitness level has definitely increased. My heartburn, I can't tell if it's really better or not. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. But it is definitely having a positive effect, and I don't plan on stopping because it's now just, part of my habit. And really, for anyone to actually be able to do this, you just have to make it a habit of some kind, right? That's really what it's all about. It's not about willing yourself to do it every day. At first it is. For maybe the first week or two, it does take a decent amount of willpower. But after that, it just becomes habit. It's just about establishing those habits. And if you can do that, if you're motivated enough to establish the habits, even if you start off in bad shape like I was, you can definitely improve relatively quickly if you just take the steps to do it, right? Because I was as fat and unmotivated as any typical middle-aged fat guy, right? So that's basically it. I will probably share major milestones, like when I eventually lose 50 pounds, hopefully, that probably be a little while, but I'll get there sooner or later. But if you guys want to hear from me sooner than that, if you want me to do this every so often, just let me know in the comments below. If anyone has gone through something similar to this, let me know. If you're going through this now, if you have questions, whatever, all that crap, throw it down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer whatever you want on that. So that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and that's it. So, as always, live long and prosper. Keep on rocking. See you next time.